What is going on, YouTube? We were just talking about you.
Yep, were your ears burning?
YouTube just in general, not the people that watch YouTube. Well, kind of people watch YouTube. I watch YouTube.
Those people.
Those people. What do you mean, those
Yep,
people?
were your ears burning? You know when I say those
You people. What do you mean?
Use.
Anyway, hello everyone. I think somebody just saw us get on and leave.
Makes sense.
I'm sure that the other person that's in here is the one that's going to give me the thumbs down. Anyway, hello. Like they do on all my videos. I get one thumbs down at least in every video.
That's why I do it to myself. As soon as I upload it,
You
you're
give
supposed to like your own
yourself
video.
down.
I hit the thumbs down to get the ball rolling.
That's funny. Oh my gosh.
Oh, there it is.
Wait for a couple people to get in here. It looks like we're actually starting to get some people. All right. What did I want to do here? Crapola. I tell you what, I did clean up my desktop here. I had like 100 like screenshots of, you know, pictures and stuff I was working on for videos. And
here is the best. I'll give you the best app. What is it? I don't know if it costs any money. I've had it for years.
Worth it, I'll buy it.
It's called Camouflage. And all you do is you actuate it, and then your desktop, everything's there, but it's gone. Like, and if you want to get to it, it's up in your toolbar, and you can click it, and then everything shows back up again. And it's just gone. Cool. And I'm like, so it could be a total mess and total disaster. I haven't put it on High Sierra yet on my new one, so I got like a couple in the corner. But even just seeing my Lacey and my SD cards drives me bonkers. So
you
should actually download that.
Is there? I thought with
High Sierra.
Yeah, I thought with High Sierra. Actually, this may have been a while ago. I thought there was the ability, maybe it's a setting for snapping to like fill up a half of the screen with your browser.
Yeah, I don't know, but I bought that. There's an app for that. Shout out to Quinn. It's maybe the only time I got anything from one of his videos. I won't lie, but no, he did like a cool. I think it was Quinn. It was like some apps, like useful apps or something. But it was like that, and you can set it up to where when you do certain things, it'll either make like quadrants. Like it's pretty much like Windows 10, like to where you can just snap it to one side, snap it to another.
Yeah,
like I think that's the one thing I miss from Windows 10.
Oh yeah,
when I use that at work, I'm slowly switching over. But anyways, that's
slowly
it's
switching
just so,
over.
Oh, it's so annoying.
Morpheus. I don't even know who that is.
Is it the same guy asking about Morpheus again?
I don't even know who it is. Who's Morpheus?
Isn't that the
Carlos Danielson? Oh, Danielson. Yeah, I don't know who.
Oh, I said Daniel's son because Danny's in here.
I don't know who Morpheus is. Morpheus from.
Was the YouTuber we were just talking about last week? Your friend that passed.
Morpheus? I have no idea who that is.
It's probably the same guy again. He's like just picking up the conversation from last week.
Yeah, can't believe it.
Like my wife does that every once in a while. She'll just like it's like she starts the conversation, but she's in the middle of it, and I'm just like,
oh, my father-in-law does that.
I'm like, what are we talking about? She's like, this, and then she fills me in, and I'm like, that's where you start. Like you start here, don't you start here. Yeah. And then we go, you're starting here. And then I go, what are you talking about? And you go back to it. And then when we end up back to where we were, and I'm like,
my father-in-law, like we'll be sitting there and he'll be like, and then when I stepped off the ladder, it was to the one way. And then like, it was just a mess. And we're like, what the hell are you talking about, old man?
And I'm pretty sure they're having the conversation in their head. And then it finally comes out. And I don't know if they think they've said it all already, but I don't know. It cracks me up.
Oh, they're having the conversation with themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
So I make it a point that if I start doing that to myself, I'm like, oh, hey, you know what? I was just thinking about this. I know this isn't really a whole lot of what's we're discussing right now, but this is what I'm thinking about. And this is a funny story. I want to tell you about it.
I dogged on my wife a little bit in today's vlog that I just uploaded and scheduled for tomorrow morning. Shameless plug. But I said something in it because I'm going off about what happened to me at the movie theater and how I wanted to kill some people. And but I said like my wife will just talk to me right in the middle of a show. She'll just like start talking. I think I said yapping in the video. I said yapping, and I said what I'll do is I'll pause whatever I'm watching and just look right at her.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Okay, you have my full attention now. And then usually it's like 2 more seconds. She's like, all right, and I'm like, really?
Yeah, that was, you couldn't wait till a commercial.
Yeah, that's the best is when we're watching something that is live and it's got a commercial, and then it's like she didn't say anything during the commercial, and then once it starts up, I'm like, oh.
Up Los. My favorite is my wife won't say 2 words to me for like a half an hour as we're watching TV. My fat ass gets up to go do something, and and you know, I walk out of the family room and I walk up into the kitchen and I walk around the corner. Hey, can you tell me what and I'm like, dude, I am walking away and I'm not coming back. I just ignore her. She's like, hello, hey, and I'm like, and I turn and I'll be like, I was just in there for a half an hour and you didn't say 2 words to me. And I get up and I start walking. I'm sorry, I was just thinking about it. And I'm like, you need to think quicker, woman. Okay.
Oof.
I'm just kidding. It's not. I'm not that sorry.
And then you're sleeping on that fancy orange and black chair in the basement.
Yeah, I'm gonna change the subject real quick. This is my lost Batman case. It finally.
Oh, it showed up.
Yeah, it finally showed up. And
you need tools to put that on.
It's a 2-piece aluminum case.
Oh wow.
I got it on eBay. It was, you know, I was getting those bad cases, and I was like, this one looks pretty cool. So that showed up today, and I only got this because it looked cool, and I figured I would do it just because, you know, I'm an Apple fanboy. But I got sent the old school original skins.
Oh wow, yeah.
For the iPhone 10 from Slick Wrap. So as like one last hurrah, you know, I still send me whatever I want. You know, I still have contact with the shipping department. So if I ever want anything, but I didn't ask for this. I was told to ask for it. So there's like, ask them to send them out to you. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, sure. I didn't want to. If you ever need anything, just ask. I was like, oh, okay. So anything cool that comes out, I'll be like, yeah, I'll try it out. So. All right, we're not talking about it. We're not mixed feelings. It was good. It was. I don't know. There's no discussion.
I think I know what Carlos is saying. I'll tell you this right now.
No, I don't want to know.
No spoilers. I'm just saying it could have been 15 to 20 minutes shorter.
Oh, that was like
that's all I would say.
That's like the last one could have been 15, 20 minutes shorter.
I don't know. We just watched it again tonight because the boys, I'm taking them tomorrow to see it. And I'm like, do you guys want to watch Force Awakens tonight? Get yourself, hyped up, ready to roll.
Yeah.
And I was into it. And then it actually was on Apple TV and I put the kids in bed and it started playing again. And I found myself standing in the living room, cleaning some stuff up, watching it again. I'm like, we literally just finished it. I think that was pretty good. I think I like, I don't know. I won't get into it. I think it could have been 15 or 20 minutes shorter. That's all.
Tomorrow night. I'm going tomorrow night, and then we can discuss.
Well, I literally saw it first thing this morning because I couldn't go last night because Shannon's working nights now, and
I'm allowed to go.
I could not go another day because you're going to be on Twitter swiping by something, and then bam, and you're like, ah.
Well,
Han Solo died. What? Ah!
Yeah, I was doing something. I don't remember what it was, and I clicked on something, and it was like so and so is not bad. I'm like, ah! And I clicked on it. I'm like, it wasn't like that big of a deal, but yeah, I'm like staying away from all whatnot. But so yeah, so tomorrow night after tomorrow night I'll be able to chat with you, and then I'll go see it 100 more times. Now, Danny, I got tired of I ran into the same issues. It wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't bought it with Bitcoin. Wasn't really any growth. The ambassador stuff was just kind of dying out, and other stuff. So I just decided to call it a day and just be like, I talked to my wife, and she's like, yeah, just forget it. She's
hung up his rap.
Yeah, she's like, go find a real job, and that's what I'm doing. So
she said that long before he asked her about the the job thing. She's like, no, seriously. I've been trying to tell you, but you keep walking out of the room. You need to find a real job.
Oh dear Lord. So
Like, I've been sitting here for half an hour.
What's that?
Nothing. Go.
Oh, tonight's show we're going to be talking about the best and worst tech of 2017. And
2017.
of course, anything else that comes up. I'm going to take Larry's list that you have and save it here so I can bring it up. And so when we start talking. You see, you like went in depth. I just like gave myself some cliff notes and was just going to wing it. I like your notes better. So, all right, let's do this because you know what? I want to actually watch Star Wars when we're done here, episode 8 before tomorrow. So, actually, let me shoot a Slick Raps video.
I would start with 7 because 8's at the movie theater, but whatever.
Oh, 7. Sorry. My bad. Actually, I could probably find it on the internet and watch it, but it'd be a crappy cam version. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's pull up the professional recorder that I found that actually sounded really good. When I went back and played it and did everything. So I was very happy with how that worked out. So everybody's audio's levels was good. This was really good. Right, we're gonna delete this. Delete the old crap. All right. You want to open it up again?
No, please go ahead. You're the pro.
I'm not the pro. I told you that your intros are better. All right. I'll do it. All right, people. Quiet on the set. Quiet on the set. Awesome. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, let's get going here. Hey guys, welcome back to the OG podcast. It is Friday, December 15th, and Star Wars opened up the other night, or last night, I should say, and I am trying to stay away from all the spoilers. My co-host, Larry Dickerson. How's it going, Larry?
It's great. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. You saw Star Wars, so you have your impression. You liked it.
Yep. Luke and Leia are brother and sister. Bam!
Spoiler
Darth Vader's
alert!
Luke's father. Bam! Look at it. Somebody's gonna be pissed somewhere.
So it's no. Oh,
yeah, it was good. My comment without spoiler is I think it was about 15 or 20 minutes too long, but it's Star Wars, and if it isn't the prequels, I love them.
Anakin actually ended up killing his wife. No.
Isn't that what he says when he comes out with a Vader? No. Like the worst.
Anyway, so tonight, I think this is going to be it for December. I think we're going to take off next week. I don't know if we are or not. Larry and I kind of kicked it around, you know, because
see what happens. But the plan is this is it until after the New Year, all the holidays and everything. But you never know what can happen.
Yeah, we'll see. If something comes up that's like interesting, we might do it. But you know, this wrapping up with best and worst tech of 2017, which started to be the best tech of 2017, and then I added the worst, and I'm sure Larry was like, "Oh God." So, but it is what it is. And I figured it would.
Yeah, I think I had more fails, more worst tech than I had best tech. Mike and I had a few
overlap
of the same of the best. Yeah, but we'll just when we go through the list, we'll just maybe both hit our points and.
Yeah, and I know actually you have one of your things on there that's actually on the opposite, so we can delve into that. Delve into.
Oh, really?
Delve.
Let's dive into that.
Let's go.
Try to be fancy.
We're done. See ya. All right.
Adios.
But hey guys, if you want to follow us on the Twitters, you can get Larry pretty much everywhere: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the YouTubes at Geeky Nerd Dad. Are you Larry Dickerson on YouTube now? or do you still
No, if you search the channel, my name is, but if you search the channel, I think it's still Geeky
still
Nerd Dad.
Geeky Nerd Dad all across the
Yeah,
board?
it's
All right.
/ Geeky Nerd Dad. Yeah.
And I'm Tech Examined here on YouTube and on Twitter and Facebook. I'm still MTP Flyers. I probably need to change that. Be easier to do that. So, but anyway, on to the show. And again, we're talking best and worst tech of 2017. So, I guess at this point, it probably just be best to start with a couple of the best ones. So, let me see here. Larry, why don't you start? And I guess I don't know if there's really a timeline per se, but I guess if you want to kick it off with one of yours, we'll spend a couple minutes on each one
Sure.
and go into there. So, you just want to start at the top?
Yeah, yeah.
And then one of the things that was, and you know what, I will say that I wasn't as impressed with the larger size. Larry's got the iPad Pro 10.5,
I
and
do.
I think that's a sweet spot, and I agree with you on that. On the flip side, I think a little bit of a fail was the larger size. Was it 12.5?
I believe so. Or
Uh,
is it 12.9? Yeah.
12.9. It's just too damn big.
It is. The thought of it is like the thought of it's cool. A bigger iPad, a bigger screen. You're watching YouTube videos. You're watching content. That's great. The reality is you're holding a huge pad, and I could see it for someone that does, drawing and really uses the Apple Pencil, or if you really do some photo editing and stuff like that. Like I can see where it would be handy, but it's such a small percentage of people that I think the 10.5 was just the perfect size. I think it's overall about the same as the 9.7, is it not? Because they shrunk the bezel, they enlarged the screen and shrunk the bezels on the sides.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and like I said in my notes, I got the 120 hertz refresh rate is just ridiculous. The pen latency with the pencil is just phenomenal. I have a Surface Book that I use. Surface Book? Surface Book that I use at work with, and I can't use the pen anymore. It literally, I used to keep it on the thing, and every once in a while I grab it, and now I just can't, because the latency, it's just so bad compared to the iPad. I think the newer ones are better. I have last year's model,
right?
But yeah.
Well, you know what the thing is, you get into the price with that 12.9, by the way. A couple of the guys in the room were throwing that out there. You get into, the idea that you don't want to get 64 gig. That's just not enough. You got to go 256 or 512. So then you're almost $1,000 for a tablet. And at that point, and this is the 12.9, by the way, not the 10.5. I think, you get $800. So like you said, you get the best of the best when it comes to a good form factor, a good size. But, Danny said in the room, at a 12.9 at a price that you're dropping, $1,000 on it, and then after you get whatever it is you need to get for it, you're well over $1,100. It needs to have some form of Mac OS on it.
Yeah, you're 100%. Even the 10.5, it needs something like the multitasking. I have that as my note, is something that's really great, but it's lacking, and it's not Apple's fault. It's developer support, I believe, because like last night's the perfect example. I had to get, or the night before last, I got the roster for the basketball team that I'm coaching with Miles. Miles is on it, and he had it in some. Like he had it embedded, the spreadsheet, in the email, so I couldn't pull it and just drop it somewhere else and alter it. So I had to make a new spreadsheet, and I used numbers because I'm like, well, I'm just going to do it on my iPad, bam, I'm going to use this thing for more than just propped up with, and doing comments on YouTube. And I tried split screening numbers and Gmail, and I couldn't.
Damn.
So it was like, I kept, and I'm like, well, you know what? Swiping's really easy. I'll swipe. 2 seconds. I went and grabbed my MacBook Pro, and I'm like, I can't. It's not worth the aggravation.
Wow.
So yeah.
And that's, again, you tried to use it for production,
and something simple too. You know what I mean? We're not talking like me making a spreadsheet for work or a timeline for a project or anything. Just literally taking one thing on one side of the screen and copying it into another. Just typing it out, and I couldn't even get it to, I couldn't do it. So
That sucks. Yeah, that really sucks. Yeah, but I mean, that's you like you said, you get to the point where you're like, you would like to have some sort of hybrid on that, and
yeah,
I've been saying that for a while, and a lot of people have been. You know,
yeah.
it would be nice to have a hybrid form of it, with the Mac OS to be able to give you that, to make it again. You know, they talk about the idea that, oh no, it's not consumption. It's not just consumption. It is. Whether
Mhm.
you would believe it or not, it is.
But like I said, as nice the iPad Pro is, I have the Apple keypad, the keyboard, and the Apple Pencil, and 97% of what I use it for is watching videos,
Yeah.
YouTube, HBO, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, people are
So
like, "Oh, you can do my emails on it." No, you can't. You get out of here.
yeah. No, I
Right.
don't. I wouldn't use it for. I do in a pinch. I'll grab it for my work emails. I leave Outlook on it. I don't leave it open, but I have the app on there. So if for some reason, like late at night, I'm like, oh crap, I'll open it up and do it real quick or whatever. But it's
Right.
not. I don't think you can use it consistently.
Right. So let's continue. I'm gonna jump right into what you have next, along with mine, and add to it. You know, there was a lot of news around the iPhone 10 this year, and you know, the things that it brought to the table that may not have necessarily been new, or groundbreaking, but you know, in Apple way, you know, it ended up being something that was pretty good. And, you know, they brought the idea of finally, you know, making a larger screen, getting rid of the home button. And we all freaked out about it not having the home button, going, oh, how's this Face ID going to work? And, you know, you have on there as well as the camera and the AR. So
Yeah.
I think you hit the nail on the head with all four of those. I really am impressed with the Face ID. The only time I have an issue with Face ID is when I have all the lights off and I have the brightness turned all the way down. It will not read my face. Never 100% of the time will never read my face. I always have to put the code in to do
Hmm.
that. Only time.
Do you have the don't need to be paying attention, however they word it, turned
Uh
on or off? Because I
yes.
have that off.
I have that turned on, or, you know, like I don't I have that activated. So yeah, it's less secure, they call it.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
I have that too. I really don't have. I think the only times I've had major issues is when it's super bright outside,
Mhm.
and I'm talking maybe twice since I've owned the phone, and I've had it since day one.
Right.
And then I literally never have an issue like in bed. Like if I grab it and it's like sometimes I'll finish the vlog at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and
Mhm.
I'll go to bed and I'll just want to catch up on a few things before I try to sleep. And I usually don't have an issue with that, but I don't usually keep my brightness all the way up either. So maybe that's something.
Yeah, I put it all the way down so it doesn't bother my wife, and sometimes I'll have that night mode on where it's
Hmm.
low. So I really
Hmm.
don't think it lights up my face at all. You know, it lights up around like the idea that it would. Now, if there's no lights on and I have you know, the brightness turned up, no problem at all. It
Yeah.
works great. But the second I turn that down to do that, so you know, and we both have it on the list as you know, our favorites for the year, as what we feel is the best. Now, there is definitely a lot of problems with it, you know, and Tomas did a great job covering that in his video, you know, talking about the issues with it. But one thing that you definitely can't complain about is the pictures that that camera produces. Um,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
oddly enough, it used to be the more natural look, and now has stepped it up with going with the more saturated look on that. So
Not Samsung saturated though.
no,
And
definitely
not like to the
not
point
Samsung
where you're like, whoa. But yeah, they did. They gave you a little bit of spice in there. But
yeah.
I like. I've always liked the way iPhone picks, but that's not taking anything. Like I had the S8 Plus this year,
Mhm.
and it's an amazing camera, which I believe is the same as the Note 8. I haven't tried the Pixel XL 2 or the Pixel, which we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But everything that I've seen off those are great. The problem with the people with the Pixel 2 XL is, once they take a picture, they can't tell if it was good, because the
Right.
screen was so crappy.
Yeah, yeah, that's sad. And I think
I'm half joking, but really not.
I think the V30 was the forgotten. Dark Horse. I think it was a really it is a really good phone, and
Yeah, I think
it
from
just
what
got
I remember, it was the time they dropped it was just really like they
oh, it's
announced
horrible.
it. They announced it. They had a review units out. You had one. I
Yep.
did not. You
Sorry.
probably had three. I had none. But then like, and I can't remember the timeline exactly, but it was a long time before it actually released to the public. So
Oh, it's
people
horrible.
released like their first impressions, and it was like a month or two, maybe a
Yeah,
month and a half.
took way too long. Way
Yeah.
too long on that. So that was a fail on that part. So, um, do you want to do a fail or do you want to keep going on the good list?
Let's throw in a fail. Why not?
All right. You and I both have Bluetooth headphones on there. You wanna jump into that because you have been covering this more than I have.
Yeah.
I have the same problems that you do.
Yeah, and I guess before I would say Bluetooth headphones because I have the Bose QC 35s right there.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. I
Mm-hmm.
have the Sennheiser ones at work. I can't remember the number and all that, but the over the ear at work, phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Where you get into the problem is truly wireless headphones.
Uh-huh.
The issue is getting signal from one to the other. My issue is getting signal from one to the other. Now I've had some super cheap ones that worked great. I've had some more expensive ones that worked horrible.
Mm-hmm.
The AirPods, amazing. Like there's some kind of magic. Well, it's not really magic. It has the chip. It actually connects to both ear pods instead of connecting to one and then that one sending the signal to the other one like every other one does.
Right.
I have the Bose Sound Sport wireless right now in my bag, and I'm pretty sure they're going back tomorrow because they work on, and it's not their fault really. They have a good connection, but the YouTube app, it's something that I've read that the app developer has to utilize for it. Every other app, every other service that I use, it's perfect. It's in sync, everything's great. YouTube is like a second and a half delay. And YouTube is, 70 to 80% of the content that I consume. So they're gonna end up going back. And you're talking Bose. Like to me, Bose, I know it's just me talking. I'm not an audiophile or whatever, but to me, when I talk Bose, I'm thinking quality build, quality sound. That's what I like. That's my go-to. And yeah, anything with truly wireless, unless it's Apple's EarPods. I know Jonathan did a video, TLD did a video on some the other day, which interests me because they're the kind that I need with the little rubber ear cup. Because like these, I have to put this little ear thing on there for it to actually stay in my ear. If not, I mean, they keep working out. You can see me. I keep grabbing them and pushing them in because even with those, they work their way out. So
right, that's my biggest problem with the AirPods is they don't stay in my ear. It's constantly.
I think
trying to mess with
once Apple released them, people were just like, "Oh crap, the technology's not really there yet, but we got to release them because we got to have some type of competitor." Google did the same thing, but theirs is even the wire, which Jaybirds are really good with the wire. There's some that are really good with the wire. I heard the Google ones are really hard to get into your ears. Once they're there, they're hard to get out. When you're putting them in, 99% of the time you activate the assistant and the cord's super long. Some people are saying it's even like when it's down, it's like by their chin rubbing when it comes back around. So like I said, there's just people try to play catch up with Apple a lot.
Right.
And Apple's not perfect, and even AirPods are not perfect, like I said, for me. But if you use EarPods, AirPods are, perfect.
Right.
I mean, they're just perfect. The connection's always perfect. You take it, like when I took this out to show you, it paused our feed because I was watching YouTube on my Mac.
Right.
And it paused it right away, put it back in, started right up. Like same thing, you're listening to music, you pull it out, put it back in. Like, it's
That's
just
nice.
really very well implemented, and it's just a lot of companies don't have that kind of money for R&D and marketing, obviously. But
yeah, I just don't get, like, I figured by this point, Jaybird has been doing it for how many years, and I just wish that they had a better implementation.
And that's what, and like I said, the wired Jaybird's fantastic. Anything that's connected the left and the right channel, you're probably going to be fine. Bluetooth now, any Bluetooth from the last couple of years is so strong
Right.
you're usually good. It's that connection between the two without the wire. I had the Jaybird, I don't know what they call theirs, but they're wireless, truly wireless earbuds first because they were $70 cheaper than Bose.
I tried
And I'm
that.
like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm gonna try these. $70 cheaper, and they're Jaybird. I know Jaybirds quality, whatever. And I got them, and I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
like so bad. And literally on the front, it's like, make sure you update the software or the firmware to these, and blah blah blah. And I did. And even when I returned them at Best Buy, they're like, did you try updating? And I'm like, does your computer tell you that to ask me that? And he's like, yeah, it comes up as soon as we scan it, we're returning them because there must have been so many returns that they finally put it into the system. And I'm like, yeah, I did, and they still suck.
Yeah. They bite.
He's like, yeah, that's what I thought.
So, in keeping with this theme, now I have smart speakers in general. You have the HomePod listed as your tech fails for 2017. And the reason why I just have smart speakers is because I still am not sold on the idea of getting a speaker that has the ability to interact with you. I joked about this sort of, but I really do think that, like 85% of people will never use the quote unquote smart speakers. 14% will use them for music only and will never hook it up to their phone to be able, ask Siri or ask Google or whatever. And 1% will actually use it for what it's meant to be. And I just really don't. I would rather spend all the money on just a dedicated speaker that sounds killer and not care about asking it what the weather is like today or to.
Yeah. I guess I'm on the fence. Yeah, I'm on the fence with that, with what you're saying there, because I see I can go both ways with it. But the reason I put HomePod, the reason I think it's a fail is because it isn't out.
Right.
Apple said it would be out. There's still a couple more weeks, but there's no way they're going to release it a week before Christmas. I can't imagine.
Well, no, they already announced it that it was delayed.
Is it going to be 2018?
Oh yeah, it's already been announced that it's delayed.
And it's $350.
Mm-hmm.
I know Google just announced their Max or whatever they call it, and it's $400. And Marquez says it sounds great, and that's fine. But like you said, I can't imagine that thing. It looked like it's the size of my 27-inch iMac. You know what I'm saying? Like it looked huge, and I can't imagine putting that anywhere except for like maybe your basement or your garage. But then you're talking $400. So I don't know. To me, I think HomePod could be a win, and it probably will be for me. I have a Google. I've had Alexa devices, and I didn't like them. I have Google Home in the living room, and I have Google Mini in the kids' room, just so they can listen to music and stuff. Just because they got playlists on Google. But honestly, if I had Google Home, I think I would use it a lot more, just because I don't have a lot of HomeKit stuff, but what I do have is Apple, and I like using it through HomeKit.
Right.
Just to me, I need one ecosystem. I don't like having something that's Google and something that's Apple. And like I said, this is me. But if HomePod was out, I would get one. No brainer. It would be in the living room, and I would ask different crap. But we do that all the time with Siri, just with the kids, because I'm a horrible speller. And the kids are like, how do you spell this? I'm like, ask your iPod. Ask Siri. Like, Siri, how do you spell this? Jealous. See, I even said G. J-E, whatever. And they'll spell it out for them and show it on the screen. I'm like, I'm sorry, your dad's not that bright, but mom's really good at spelling, and she ain't here. So we go with daddy's Mr. Siri. But other than that, we say, hey, play this song, or hey, do this. But it really, like you said, we use it hardly at all. I mean, we used it when I first got it. It was funny. It was cool, blah, blah, blah. And then like a couple of days later, it's like, it just sits there collecting dust.
It's just like Animojis, nobody uses those things anymore. But yeah, and like, the room saying, yeah, it's good enough. It's, and it's good for home automation. And yeah, it is. But I just, I don't know. Like sometimes I'll try it and it doesn't work. And I'll be like, all right, I could just have hit the switch freaking faster than trying to get the damn speaker to hear what I have to say to turn on the lights or do something like that. So you just get to the point where I'm like, I'll just do it on my phone, you know? And
Yeah.
and I think I saw, I don't know whose video it was. Was it Armando's? He did a thing for was it Philips Hue?
Hmm.
And you know, he was like, it saves so much time when we want to turn the lights on when we're shooting. And I don't have to pick up the phone. And I'm like, you know, that actually sounds kind of cool. I could see that, like, if you need to change a color or do something when you're shooting. And I was like, hey, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're in the middle of shooting on a set and you got it set up and you're like, okay, let me try blue. Then you gotta, you know, if you don't have your phone near you. So I thought I saw a little bit of value in that. Like I was making fun of him at first, but then I was like, you know what? That could be helpful. I could see. I just wouldn't use it enough. You
The
know.
convenience, like you said, changing the color is one thing. Turning on your lights and off your lights, you know, I don't know. I could see it like if you had, but even that, usually when you're asking for something, whatever, you're sort of doing something else.
Yeah.
So, like, you're not gonna be sitting on the couch and just be like, "Hey Siri," or you know, whatever. "Hey Siri, turn." Oh shit! Dang it! All my crap went off. Lights went off. It turned off my dang Hue. It did everything. Okay, so anyways,
that's the other problem. You can't talk about it.
hey Siri, turn on my desk lights.
I can't do that with HomeKit because I'm not sure what you mean by desk.
See, you could hit your damn light switch in the time that it took you to ask.
Yeah. So I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, but anyways, you're not going to do that while you're watching TV. You're just going to grab your phone and quickly do it.
Right.
Same thing with the temperature on your, you know, it looks cool. If somebody's over, you can be like, hey, turn down the temperature 3 degrees. Yeah, balling like that. But if you're by yourself or it's just you and your wife, you're going to be like, real quick.
Yeah, exactly. So that, and like I said, you know, there is good things to it. I mean, you know, that you have the situation like you did, and you're like still sitting in the dark because it has no idea what you're asking. But we can leave it at that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the last thing on your list, so I'm gonna let you.
Oh yeah, I forgot I had that on there.
Anytime I can hear someone complain about something that involves him, I just want to.
Yeah, and that's why I specifically put it on there because
that one too.
It really stands out to me. Okay, I don't know how is it Juicero?
I thought it was Juicero.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
Or is it Juicero?
I don't know, whatever. But it's a juicer that was really famous. It was $700 when it came out. I think they dropped the price down to $400. And essentially, what they found out it did, you had to buy the juicer for $700 and then buy these pods or bags of juice that it would squeeze, and you put your cup underneath, and then it would squeeze fresh juice, quote unquote. If you're listening, quote unquote. And essentially, they found out basically it was a bag of juice that you could squeeze yourself and get the same exact results. The juicer was literally pouring your juice for you for $700. It was
horrible too. It didn't work.
It barely worked. So my point with that was, yes, it was horrible, blah, blah, blah. But then you get someone like Casey Neistat who knew the dude who invented it and put it out into the world. And I don't know if maybe he invested in it. I would assume he didn't, because if he did and he did that video, I'm assuming the SCC would be all over him.
Right.
But he did the video where he's trying to show you the value of it.
Oh, it was horrible.
Like, he's like squeezing it, having somebody else squeeze it. Like once the controversy came out, he's like, I use this thing's awesome. Then he's squeezing. He's like, here, you try squeezing it. Some other idiot that works at Beam, and they're squeezing it. They're like, oh man, no, this is very difficult. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it looks difficult. Why don't you take a corner and cut it with some scissors and just pour it out? Because literally the squeezing's doing nothing. It's hard to get it through. Yes, you probably need a certain amount of pressure to get through the system that they invented it to come out so that the juicer, the press actually does something. Yeah, so it never worked. And I think it was like a couple days after his vlog, the dude dropped it down to $400. And then next thing you know, it was like he was refunding money and it was gone. And but yeah, to me, that's probably that's number one, and then number two is the essential phone, which we'll talk about a little bit.
Yeah, we can. You know what? Why don't we get that out of the thing now? When I saw that on your list,
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? That's definitely a fail. You know, from the price tag, you know, to there's no wireless charging and there's no water protection on it, and the camera sucked.
Yeah.
And I just overall, I was not impressed with it at all. I was like,
Yeah, no, it was yeah, it looked cool. I think if it would have came out at the price tag of $4.99 right from the jump, I think it could have been super successful. But then they had all the issues with ordering and
yeah, it was shady.
didn't they leak information? Didn't they get hacked or something? Or
Something
there's so
like
many
that.
hacks. I don't know. But let's just talk about the price and what you got for the price. So you're talking $700, and at the time it was released, the camera was horrible.
Mhm.
It didn't have it didn't have waterproof. Did it have a fingerprint scanner? It had to have a fingerprint scanner, didn't it?
I think it had a fingerprint scanner. I don't
And
remember.
Danny's right. I knew Danny was going to come in with that.
Yeah.
Because much like Casey Neistat, Danny I think owns Bitcoin and part of Essential Phone. But they I was kidding.
Danny, how much Bitcoin do you own? Okay, keep going.
Essential's paying him in Bitcoin. But no, they I saw that they did a bunch of camera updates, and the camera, at least the pictures that I'm seeing, like Danny posts he lives in Disneyland now, so all the pictures from his backyard of Epcot, all of them look super good. So I mean, I'm assuming they made those changes, but if you're able to drop the price of your phone from $700 to $500 within like a month or so, or month and a half, to me, your margin to make it was way down to produce it, and you could have, been selling it for 500 from the jump, but you thought, you were really proud of it, and we're like, boom, $700, and then the market went to market, and you got slapped in the face, and then you tried to recover, and I just don't think it did.
No, and it didn't, and
Danny's right, $500. It's a great option right now for $500, and what was it on was it Cyber Monday or Black Friday? It was like $290 or $300 or $400. Something. It was super cheap, and it came with like the 360 camera, and
right.
yeah, I think I tell you what, like when I say fail for this phone, I'm talking the initial launch. I think right now, if you don't look at anything before today or before a couple weeks from now, it's an amazing phone. Like I would recommend it to people, but
yeah. Well, I mean, like a lot of the startups, nobody's ever going to hear of it. That matters. I mean,
yeah,
we're in the techno, and we see all the we see all the news and you get all the goodies.
You don't have many people walking around asking you if they should buy the OnePlus.
Yeah, there's not one person. Like I don't. Yeah. There's not one person in my life outside of the YouTube/Twitter realm.
Yeah.
That even knows of OnePlus, and
yeah,
and that's fine. If you talk about commercial success, you can exist in this genre and make a lot of money, but we've gone over the numbers with those companies, and the amount, like Huawei, the amount of money that they spend to what they pull in, their margin stinks. It's just like throwing shit up the wall and see what sticks. But anyway, let's jump to the happy side for a few minutes. And both you and I had the Nintendo Switch on the list. I have been debating to pull the trigger on this. I don't know, from a usability standpoint, I know nothing. From watching videos on it and just playing with it at the store, and going, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get I just think it's so cool looking. So you have one. I'm gonna turn it over to you.
I've had it since launch. I think I was up at Walmart at midnight to pick mine up when it came out, and they were, they only had a few games when it first came out, but now, I mean, you're getting, reworked games of Doom and what was that, LA Noire or something. Like, it's got a lot of really good games. My go-to, like Mario Odyssey is great. Zelda Breath of the Wild is like game of the year for me. And I'm still probably like 2% into it because I just don't have time to play it. I just downloaded Rocket League for it a couple weeks ago. That's super fun. Like I'm new to that. I hadn't played that at all. And Rocket League's super fun.
Yeah.
It's got Splatoon. That's a down because the old Splatoon with the Wii U, you could play like 2 players and play against each other with teams, and you can't do that with that one. But like just the Switch itself, to be able to, like, this is sort of the thing that you always dreamed of when you were little.
Mhm.
Like at least me, like you'd go to your buddy's house to play Sega, in my case, and
Yep.
you're like, man, I wish I could just take this with me, you know, and wherever I went in the car, whatever. And then you had like Game Boy came out and all that stuff, but it just wasn't the same. This is
No,
literally the
definitely not.
same exact experience,
Mhm.
at least game wise, not obviously not on a little screen and that, but you can literally be playing, you know, your game, or the kids can be playing if you want to go like the parent route. And you come in, you're like, well, we're gonna watch TV now, and it's not this big fight. It's like, okay, and you take your Joy-Cons and you slide it onto the thing, and then they grab it and they go, and it's like they don't lose a spot. They don't do it. Like, it's amazing. Like Nintendo finally got it. I think there's been a lot of years where, like with the Wii U, you want to talk about a failure. Like nobody would develop for it because it wasn't a good system. The system wasn't selling, you know, all that stuff. The Switch, I'm telling you, I think it's console of the year. I think it's amazing. It's probably, to me, it's probably my number one tech, the best piece of tech in 2017, hands down.
I don't think it's got the. I mean, it's certainly popular, you know, by any. But you know, it's. I also think that people knock it for the wrong reasons. I think they knock it just to knock it. You know, like just like, you know, it's a perfect, like you said, pick it up and go, and that's, you never really had anything like that, and it was just insane. So since we're talking about gaming, let's continue on with the Xbox One X, which is another beast of a gaming system. So I know you have this. I don't. So I'm gonna defer to you and let you go over that.
Well, I don't have the Xbox One X. I have the Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
But the X you're talking, and I'll just hit the highlights. It's the 4K gaming. It's got an 8-core CPU, a custom 8-core CPU, 12 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, 6 teraflops of GPU. And then and you're talking, I mean, it's the size, or maybe it's a hair bigger than the Xbox One that I have right above my head. And like, to me, that's not that huge of a deal. Like, the price, I think, needs to come down another $100 before I'm really looking at it.
Right.
But I mean, to me, that's amazing. Like that, like maybe a few years ago, and this is, you know, I'm a novice, and I'm sort of not, I'm not in the know when it comes to PC Master Race. But to me, you would have to have a big PC case to get that same thing. Me, I've never been a PC gamer. I'm not big on the keyboard. Like, I want a controller. That's just that shows my age. I want a controller in my hand. That's what I'm comfortable with. And you're talking being able, in my opinion, get almost the same experience and graphics and overall experience that you get from a high-end PC through literally a.
I didn't find any matching computer keyboard suppliers.
So Xbox One X, great. That's awesome.
Yeah. Sorry, that was perfect timing.
That was
that was hilarious. Wow. Okay. So that was great. Now I didn't have this on my list, and I saw it on yours, and I'm like, "Ooh, add it to mine." The Apple TV 4K finally came out, and I think probably, now I had the original. I shouldn't say the original, but like, you know, the original small block version of the Apple TV, and I upgraded to this one this year. And
the 4K?
Yeah.
Okay.
And from a performance standpoint, and just an overall satisfaction of, you know, the movies that I have, it was able to upgrade for free, which was really cool. It made me wish I had bought more videos. And I know that you had a ton.
Yeah, I think I'm up to close to 300 now.
Yeah,
in
so
iTunes.
I think they lost on you.
Yeah.
So, but if, me personally, coming from the original generation or first generation of this style Apple TV, I was blown away by just the overall performance and how well it is. I still have the other one, and the connectivity sometimes is real spotty. And I just have an overall better experience with the 4K. And of course, you get the better, you get the higher resolution when you're watching movies and stuff like that. But very simple. There's not much to it, but I just think it was just like a great upgrade for me, to be able to go to, and especially for you,
Yeah.
because we had talked about that a while ago about just all the movies that you have on the Apple TV. Is there anything else about it that besides what you had listed for that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the biggest thing, like you said, is just like I think Google still it's $5 or $10 more for their 4K content if you buy it. And Apple's is the exact same price. That's why they give you the free upgrade, because they didn't increase the price. And that's
Right.
that's Apple, because Apple worked with movie studios to make that deal. Like, that's the power that they have. You talked about connectivity issues. I have mine connected to. I have one of my Google Homes. I have the 3-pack. One
Mhm.
of them is behind the TV, and I hardwired in my Apple TV.
Oh,
So that's wireless, but it has a full connection going straight. So the flaw in the Apple TV connectivity is in the Apple TV,
uh-huh.
not your internet or not whatever. So
Mhm.
I just hardwire straight off the backside of that one into it, and I haven't had any issues whatsoever.
Wow.
Um, but the Apple TV is not perfect. We all know the remote
Right.
is horrible. I
Mhm.
mean, the remote is just so bad. But um, aside from that, the only other thing that I need Apple TV and Google is your freaking YouTube TV app to be on Apple, and
Yes.
I'm done. Like, right now, I have to use Chromecast for YouTube TV, and it is not a
You're
good
out.
experience. Maybe it would be with with an Android phone, but
Right.
using my iPad or iPhone, like, you can do like the same thing as YouTube. Like, you can tap and go ahead 15 seconds or whatever,
Oh,
or
yeah,
it's got
yeah,
like a
yeah.
little button where you can hit, and
Mhm.
you can use it like watching The Walking Dead. I think we finally caught up on it Wednesday night,
Oop, I have.
and oh well, yeah, whatever.
Just kidding.
This episode was. I don't want to say it made the season, but it was better than every other episode in the season.
Oh, wow.
They could have made the whole season, I think, 3 hours is what
Oh,
my
Jesus, that
opinion.
would have been it. Yeah, they did
That's
throw it.
and this episode was an hour and a half, and this episode could have been 30 minutes. But
Oh,
anyways,
Jesus.
I digress.
Alright.
But you can do that for like maybe 15 minutes of the show, like 2 sections of commercials, and then it
Yeah.
just stops working. Like, it just literally doesn't work. Like, you're like, okay, you see your screens accepting and it's going, but nothing happens.
Oh my
And
God.
I'm like, please just give me the YouTube, because it's on Xbox One, which that's when they announced it'd be on Xbox One and Apple TV,
Right.
YouTube TV apps, and it's on Xbox One. I actually moved the Xbox One out there for a little while, but it's just too much crap out there. So I'm like, I'll just deal with. It's got to be soon. It's got to be soon, but it's just not.
Wow.
It hasn't happened.
Well, you know what? You talked about the Wi-Fi issues with the Apple TV and how you have yours hardwired in. For me, I tried a bunch of Wi-Fi systems this year, and one that I have been using for probably the past 3 weeks to a month is the Orbi Wi-Fi, wireless Wi-Fi from Netgear. And it was expensive at like 3 something for 2. And I thought, oh, I need more. Like the Google Wi-Fi is great. I have 3. I tried the Asus that had 3. I'm like, yes. So I started talking to a buddy of mine who was like, you do realize that if you don't space those properly or put those in proper spots, they cancel each other out. And when you're in one spot of the house where you think you're closer to the router, your phone actually connects to the one further away, and you have a worse user experience and you don't even realize it. So what I ended up doing was I was sitting down talking to him. I took my laptop, which gave me better specs on where I was connected for different Wi-Fis. And I found that with Google Wi-Fi and with the Asus, when I was right next to other ones that should be giving me the higher speeds, it was connecting to the furthest one away. And that's how I was able to determine that the technology used in the Google Wi-Fi, not the Asus, but the Google Wi-Fi is actually older technology for the banding system and the mesh networking. And with Orbi, it was they have newer technology in the latest technology when it comes to mesh systems. So I only need two. I have one in the basement and I have one on the first floor in the kitchen, and it covers the second floor, whatever you want to say, the third layer of Wi-Fi.
The third floor. Damn, mine's got a mansion.
You know what I mean. It's the
I know
second
what you're
floor,
saying.
but like it's 3 levels.
Yeah.
And with the upgraded system that I have, or the upgraded wireless that network I have with Fios with the gigabit, which isn't really gigabit, it's almost gigabit. You know, I can get 400, 500 up and down, you know, on the second floor with this, and it's consistent. You know, it's better than Google Wi-Fi. So for me, I was thoroughly impressed with that, with the Orbi system. And again, it's not cheap. But the nice thing is I only need 2. And, you know, for having 3 layers of, you know, of the home, it's great having that system to be able to do that. And the results are through the roof compared to Google Wi-Fi. And, you know, I've learned that the updates or that the system for the Google Wi-Fi being a little bit older, you know, didn't necessarily give the best the best performance for me. So, but that was my one thing I wanted to throw in there since we were talking about
That's interesting because I have Google Wi-Fi, but and I haven't really had any problems. I know I don't get consistent speeds. So I'm gonna check out the Orbi.
Definitely check it out. And of course, update always. Make sure you're updating your systems too, Larry. So if you got Tomas is right. Google has been, and I always update it too. I still have the Google Wi-Fi. I still leave it there, you know, just in case someone else wants to jump on that comes in, so they don't get on my Orbi. I just give them and let them use that. So, but that's been working for me. So, all right. What else you want to talk about? We can. Do you want to do the Logitech or the Samsung?
Yeah, I mean we can just do those both real quick, and just, we're getting long-winded. But I have on the Logitech MX Logitech MX Master 2S.
Right.
And literally somebody just tweeted at me and TLD and asked what mouse they should buy for under $100 right before we started this. And I told them the same thing. I said the 2S or even just the original. Here I have the 2S I use at home. And I have it set up to where I can use it on my iMac and my MacBook Pro by switching.
Oh, nice.
And then at work, I have the original MX Master Mouse, and I have it set up again for my MacBook Pro for when I'm there and my Surface Book. And I love them. I think they're super customizable. The battery life is ridiculous. This is like 70 days, and I think the other one's 40 days.
Holy 70 days?
Yeah, and then this one, if I had a Windows computer sitting right next to it, it has that flow, and you literally can take, once you have it set up, you can take your mouse and just go from one screen to the other and go from one operating system to the other operating system, which is just insane.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so you get that, and then, like I said, the Samsung T5.
Yeah, I want to get one of these.
I needed more offline storage for when I'm doing videos and the vlogs and stuff like that. Starts taking up a lot of room, and so I got the T5, the 1 terabyte, and I mean, there's not much difference between the T3 and the T5. I think the speeds are 540 megabytes on the T5, and I think they're 450 on the T3. But the T3, like if you look at a 1 terabyte, I think it's the same price, or it may have actually been $10 more expensive than the T5. It made no sense whatsoever on Amazon. So it was like, you really had no, you know, so I have a T3 that I'll probably be trying to get rid of on Twitter, and somebody will offer me $5 for it, you know, this
Danny.
weekend. Yeah, Danny.
No, Tomas, there's other people in here too. So, all right, real quick. I don't know if you have a rant, get off my lawn segment, but I have one, and I think I'm gonna cover the YouTube one. For me personally, and Larry, I think you kind of agree with me as well. But again, you talk about the idea of, you use your headphones to consume, 85% of the time you're watching YouTube videos. And, with putting up videos, trying to go into the creator studio, going in and reading your comments, whether you use the creator studio or you go into the app and you go in and answer your comments and you do all that. Um, my I without a doubt have the crappiest experience using the YouTube app, from going into it not connecting, actually at the bottom saying offline. You got to close the app out, you got to go back in. And from going in and watching a video, simple as watching a video, a 2-minute video, and no matter if I'm on my Wi-Fi or on my network, and a 2-minute video should have no problem playing when you have, when I have download speeds of, 400 and 400 up and down on my Wi-Fi, and it buffers. And I know it's not my Wi-Fi, it's the YouTube app. And it's just like, okay, could there be anything else? Oh, it doesn't stop there. From it not working to you go to put a comment on and it deletes it, and just overall experience with any app, it has been the absolute worst experience that I've had watching a video, trying to move around to do anything. And I don't know what it is. It used to be pretty consistent, and it's just went all out the window. And I have no idea if it has to do with iOS 11, if it has to do with the app. I sometimes when I'm watching a video on my computer through YouTube, and again, I'm hardwired into my network, and it buffers. I'm like, why are you buffering? There should be no buffering. So that's my get off my lawn, bitch and moan for a moment. Just the YouTube app sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Is
yeah.
that it?
So, I think you've covered everything.
You don't want to do Bitcoin? Does anybody actually own Bitcoin? Does anybody actually own a one, not 0.00001, one Bitcoin, one $15,000 Bitcoin? Anyone? They wouldn't be in here because they'd be a yacht.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they got no time for this.
Well, not even. That's actually not that much at the end of the day. You're like, oh, $15,000. That's gone. And why is it when people say $11,000 for an iMac Pro? That's a car. Oh, what kind of car are you buying? What kind of crappy car are you buying?
Danny's the one who said that.
I know, that's why I said it. Well, Mr. Tybox is that guy's crazy.
Who's that?
Mr. Tybox, Adam Matthews, I think his name is Adam.
Is he a YouTuber?
Yeah, he's the like he does UFC fighting, and like he's the one that had the crazy desk with the 6 monitors.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
Set up. Yeah.
Does he still make videos?
I guess, I don't know. I think he does. Used car. I know, Danny. I was just 22 Bitcoin. Yeah, see, Adam's an investor. Oh, about 350.
Oh man, I'm gonna buy me a Bitcoin. It'll be 350 to buy one in a couple of weeks.
There you go. Exactly. So, all right. Why don't we wrap it up, and we'll call it a day. We're at 50 minutes.
Yes.
So, try to get this done in a half hour one day. So we may or may not be back next Friday, just depending on what's going on. If I don't have presents wrapped and Larry doesn't, I'm probably going to be doing that on Friday night. So we'll see. But they get Larry. Boy, that was horrible. You could catch me at Tech Examined everywhere except Instagram MTB Flyers. Larry, they can get him at Geeky Nerd Dad everywhere. And I think that's about it. I think this was interesting.
I think that's it.
Anything to add? You good?
I'm good.
All right, cool. All right, folks, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. You all take it easy, and we may talk to you next week. See ya.
Deuces.
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 About 350. I know. I need to get that shit synced up. Sorry, T. I tell you one thing that's got synced up. I got this sweet Yellowtech arm that only cost me a couple $100, but still discounted. But I still had to pay for it. And right now I have my Alex desk back like flipped up, and I have it hooked around the corner because they gave me the end table, clamp thinger. And then he just sent me this today to go, drill through the desk. But I'm debating because the wire is run at the top. It goes in here at the top and goes inside, but then comes out the back, and then it sticks out the bottom of it, but it doesn't run through it, which I thought would be cooler if it ran through it and like they had it go through this and go out the bottom. If they hollowed that out and let the cord go through it, that would be cool. But I don't know. So I'm debating on what to do as far as the setup goes. Cutting out the corner part of the Alexa desk where the back flips up and having that just wrap around it. And then I could run the cord down the back and then cut a little like extended loop out there to fit the wire through, or mount this a little bit behind the monitor and then somehow either drill another hole behind it to run the XLR cable through, and then, do like one of those cable covers, just get like a white one to match the desk and just run it through that way. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet. I'll probably mock it up and I don't know, think about it, but I can't be drilling a hole in the desk if I'm not going to use it. So it's done if I go and do that. So we shall see. But anyway, so what else is going on? You going to see Star Wars again tomorrow?
That's the plan, and then I have taking the kids to go see Santa Claus. So we'll see how that goes.
We've done that a few times. We actually got to the point where we saw Santa somewhere else, and Beth was like, I'm done. I don't want to go see him again. She's
we
like,
haven't done it yet this year.
She's like, I don't even know what to ask him. I told him what I want. I'm like, oh, Jesus. I'm like, all right, fine, you little brat. But she says it in such a funny way. She's like, Dad, I've seen him already. It's all good then. I'm like, okay. She's like, I gave you the list of what I want. I'm like, yeah, it's like 340 pages long because everything you see on TV. Oh, I want that. Put that on the list. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah. TV is not your friend this time of year.
Oh God, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Have you heard anything about I just Googled like mesh system. This Linksys Velop tri-band.
No.
VELOP. I was just looking. I looked at your Orbi and I see it, and I see it for like 369 around.
Yeah.
On average now, but this one, Velop tri-band whole home. I just Googled like best Wi-Fi mesh, and PC Magazine has it rated just a hair over the Orbi.
Right.
So I'm just curious if you.
I have not. Woot has it for $300. There you go. Woot, $298.99. But I see it at Best Buy for $429.
What's that? Is that Linksys or whatever?
Yeah, the Linksys Velop.
When I clicked it though, that super expensive one is a 3-pack for like $430, and that's 6,000 square feet. If you do a 2-pack, it's 4,000 square feet.
Oh shoot!
It's $299.
That's all you need then. Two is all you need. Yeah, that might be another. Another option. I think. Rettinger tried that. Tried Velop.
Okay. I'll have to look. You just sort of got me thinking about it now that you were talking about it, and I just.
Yeah, I really like what the Orbi offers, but if I'd have to go look at both of them. The Orbi 2-pack is $336 now. Oh no, wait a minute, hold on. That's up to 5,000 square foot. Is that the right one? Yeah, that's the one I got. $336. It's on sale on Amazon now for a 2-pack. And then there's the 2-pack, which is 5,000 square foot for $499. That's too expensive. You don't need that.
No, I probably don't need anything, but
Yeah, that's true. You probably...
yeah, just take a look, whatever.
With D marks. Good old T. Hey, what's the comment earlier about a camera pickup? What was that?
He's trolling. I ain't getting no camera.
Lies.
I've said I would like to get the 1DX Mark II, but it's just not.
Oh yeah, I heard you talking.
It's not going to be in the cards, and it's definitely not. It didn't happen today or whatever. I mean, I'll be honest. I reached out to my contact at B&H and asked if he could send me one because we had the conversation about it before. When I got the 5D Mark IV, I wanted to try it first, and then my plan was to send that back and get the 1DX Mark II. And then I ended up liking the 5D, and I didn't have the money for the 1DX. So I'm like, well, why don't I just, whatever. So now I reached back out to him again. I was like, hey, can you just send it to me? And I don't think I'll buy it this time around, but I get to use it for 30 days. So it'll be at least I'll be able to get to try it out and, mess around with it and see if I really like it that much. I think I'm pretty sure I will, but it's nice to have that option to try it out a little bit.
Nice. Oh, by the way, I didn't show you this earlier, but I took it all apart and started working on it. And I ordered the screen, and it does have the band on it, the banner.
Hold that back up. I missed your
this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, so the screen came in?
No. I ordered it. And it has the ribbon on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thing. And I took it apart to mess with it to take a look at it to see where the ribbon.
How do you know it has the ribbon? Do they tell you? Because remember, I talked to them and they couldn't tell me.
It's in the picture. It's included in. It's actually attached to the screen. Like you, like
oh, okay. What did I ask him then? What did I can't remember what I asked him then.
I don't know.
Because now you say that, I remember it being in the picture. But I asked him something and she couldn't answer the question. She's like, I'm not sure. I'm like,
no. Well, if it's wrong, I'll just send it back. But
no, I have a feeling it's gonna be fine. But
yeah, I tell you what though, man, when you're taking that apart, don't touch those conductors. What do you call it? The
Did you get shocked?
On the left side.
Did you get shocked?
Yeah, they put a little bit of a jump in your fingertips.
I touched every one of those with my penis, and I was fine. I don't understand. I didn't feel anything. You can cut this part out before you upload.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not re-uploading it. No, I was removing the heat tape on the left side, and I think I have the thing here. Here it is. I'll take it off and I'll show it.
I wish you were recording.
Oh no, I wasn't recording, doing any of that stuff. But I took the ribbon off, and I had started peeling this off the back here.
Do it again. Do reenact it for us.
No, and then they're over here on this side.
You ain't got a battery in it, do you?
No, it's actually
it holds the charge.
It holds a charge, and I forget what they're called. I forget what it is, but there is a battery underneath that, or a transducer, whatever they want to call it. And I was like, ooh, there's got to
be something in there to hold your program.
Yeah, and then I did it again. And I was like, kind of like this.
Did that shock me?
Nah, it's a big deal. I've gotten electrocuted by a finger in a socket before. That was nothing compared to that.
I've been hit with 480 volts. It gets you. It was quick. I drilled into it.
How did that knock you down?
No, it actually didn't. I had a small drill bit and I was going through an enclosure side, and it broke when I was trying to be super slick and pull back before, and it went straight through and like bang. It wasn't that bad. I mean, I've heard horror stories. I was lucky. I mean, that's not even anything to screw with, but
right. Damn. Oh yeah, I can imagine. That's not fun. But
no.
Anyway, all right. Anything else? I think Tomas is the only one talking in here now.
Yeah, let's just wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up because I want to go watch Star Wars again. And,
Watch
catch
what?
up. What's that?
Oh, yeah.
7, not
Episode
8.
7.
8.
Yep, gotcha.
Here. So, all right,
Get
everybody.
on it.
Everybody, thanks for joining us. And everybody stop talking. So, we out.
See ya. See ya,
Take it
Tomas.
easy. Latest.